We are MakilalaTV, the first Filipino-American TV talk show in the New York metro area. Get to know us as we talk to the community leaders, innovators, advocates, and emerging artists who affect Filipino-American life.
Hello, and welcome to Makilala TV. I'm Jen Fuhr. It's wonderful to be back, especially for this very special episode as we celebrate America's 250th birthday. I'm proud to be an American. We're a nation built on dreams, hard work, and the belief that with determination and opportunity, we can build a better future for our families. America is a country shaped by immigrants and their stories, cultures, and contributions that continue to make this nation stronger. Tonight's theme is America 250. Our stories, our contributions. We celebrate the Filipino-American journey and the many ways our community has helped build this great country. I'm so happy to be back alongside with fellow hosts Rachelle Ocampo and Cristina Pastor. We're also joined by two wonderful guests representing different generations of the Filipino-American experience. Award-winning registered nurse, humanitarian, and community leader Cora Reyes, and entrepreneur Gino Cabigao, founder of Kulture Ko, a proud husband and new father. Tonight, we'll share their inspiring stories of service, resilience, and contribution. Welcome to this special episode of Makilala TV. So let's begin. So as you can see, I'm wearing this t-shirt. My granddaughter, 5-year-old Dia, said, Lola, that's why you have to wear. So when I watch on TV, I can see. She's so excited about celebrating
the episode, right?
At the birthday. So it kind of gives you like a reminder of how important of a milestone this is. So personally, for everybody, a question for the panel: How do you feel about celebrating America's independence? We'll start with Tita Cora.
Okay. For me, I'm really celebrating America 250 because of the enjoyment that we have, privileges that we have, all of those things that we enjoy in America. I really want to give respect to it and take advantage of all these offerings that are given to us.
Salamat po. Gino?
Yeah, something with what Tita Cora said, just the opportunities in America now, celebrating the people who get to enjoy it. I think it's a wonderful thing that we have such a great community and we keep on building upwards despite any downfalls. And that's something to celebrate.
Uh-huh. Tita Gorge, you came to the U.S. in the 60s, right?
Yes.
That's a long time ago. There's been a lot of changes from that time to now.
Yes.
What changes have you seen, good or bad? Well, the big change and the good change that has happened is the diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and inclusion. I used to feel like an outsider when I first came to America, and you can feel it. But now that has all changed, and I'm really very proud of that. You mean there are more Filipino-Americans now in the country? Well, there are really more Filipino-Americans now, but they accept us. Even the diversity of the LGBTQ community, when I first came, that was never accepted. Yeah, that's generic.
Well, a lot has changed in 16 years.
A lot has changed. That's right. Yeah.
Well, Gino, you're American-born and the next generation, so you still believe in American dream?
I do. The American dream, I feel like it was in the past and what we've heard in our history books and such. It's just like the resilience, going through the struggles, building yourself up and supporting the community for the next generation.
What is the American dream for American-born person?
American-born.
Is it different from the American dream of an immigrant?
Well, for me, being born here, the American dream, it's really going through different adversities with different cultures because you're surrounded not with just one particular race. You have different races that you're involved with: high school, middle school, college, and work life. And how do you gather all these cultures and build upwards from that and get this unified opinion? I think that was the American dream. It's like gathering all this information and building upwards based on that opportunity. Yeah.
Michelle?
Yeah, I feel like when I think about American history, and we are all Filipino-American here, when did you first start knowing about Filipino-American history within the 250 history that we had? Was it through school? Was it family? Was it your own research?
Yeah, most of it is really our own research. Yeah.
Really?
Because I really want to find out what has Filipinos done in America. And I have found out a lot of things that I never knew before. Yeah.
Such as what, Tito Cora?
And, it really spans a big place in America. We fought with them. The health
World War II, correct?
Yeah, in World War II, the health care is really big. There was even a time there was a brain drain in the Philippines because of that. And then the people that have worked in the fields before, the people that have fought for like humanitarian rights and things like that. So really,
On a personal level, Gino, what have you done for this country?
On a personal level, yeah.
Sorry,
Pay my
not to
taxes.
put you on the spot.
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah. Hire people now. Well, personal level.
Giving them jobs.
Yeah, giving them jobs. I believe, opportunities. Being in HR, I think being in that seat with somebody, whether they're from another country or here in America, I think that was on a personal level. You have to make a decision if you're the hiring manager. Sometimes it's not the operations manager or the general manager, it's you. So me personally, just giving that yes to those who are fit for the job on a personal level, I think that's my contribution.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Tita Corge.
yeah. Well, America is really a land of opportunity. You just have to be willing to do what you have to do. Yeah.
I think that's the main attraction why people come to America. It's true. There is a huge opportunity. You just have to, if you're lucky enough to be able to make it here and then work hard, be in the right time, right place.
And it's also a place where you find yourself. Like here in the Philippines, there's so many ways you cannot express yourself, right? But if you come here, you can be whatever you want to be, right?
What about Rachelle?
Well, question actually follow up for Cristina. I mean, you've been here documenting people's contributions, some challenges, and history. Yeah, that's right. You have a platform that you've been able to really document that.
Thank you.
So what has been the most, what's the most telling story that you've had in the film?
Oh my God, there's a lot.
The contribution of America. What's
The contribution, our contribution to America. I think the medical staff, healthcare staff, the nurses, they're the biggest contribution that we have. In many hospitals across Manhattan, I believe, I was told 80% are Filipino nurses. Is that correct, Tita Corge?
Yes.
80% are Filipino nurses.
That's probably why the
remove that.
pit now
Yeah.
has so many
You
Filipino
remove that,
nurses.
the healthcare system is going to collapse. I think that's one of the biggest contributions. And the veterans, they fought during the war
and they still are fighting for
benefits.
recognition and
yes.
for their families to be given reparation. That's
When they're still fighting. They haven't settled. Government come up.
No,
there's still legislation that's still out there that they're still fighting for.
I think they're fighting for being reconnected with their families or getting their families here in the U.S. That's still not very clear,
Yeah. And so going back to the nurses and the healthcare, Tita Cora, for you're part of that legacy.
Yeah.
You mentioned 60 years. What do you feel is missing from the American history that nurses have contributed?
It is really the recognition of our services to the country. We have been doing that. We have sacrificed even our families. We leave them in the Philippines to come here.
And
serve
those are not in
America.
history books, right, Tita Corge?
So how can we change that to be added into the history book?
Well, get people elected as legislators, for one thing. Community organizations to continue advocating for them,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
more policy changes to make sure that our nurses are not just recognized, but really given that outside of recognition, but also rewarded, being put into leadership positions. Not just because they're Filipino, but really because they have been the leaders.
Tita Corch was recognized in 2018. You were recognized by Governor, who was the governor? De Blasio?
No.
Who was the governor at that time? He was Governor. Yeah. She represented during Nurses Week, International Nurses Week. She was recognized by Governor Kobe.
Here.
Gino, can you tell us something about Kulture Ko?
Oh, yeah. So Kulture Ko was actually not started in a corporate office. It was actually started in the surfing beach waves of La Union in the Philippines. So quick recap, born and raised here, did work here, moved to the Philippines. Fast forward, was in the beach surfing, met a coffee owner by the name of Kiddo for El Union Coffee. And then I was like, Kiddo, you don't have any HR. What's going on? It's like, Gino, it's a workplace culture. And you see the team members just working together, everybody doing their job. And without HR, workplace culture really drove that. So Kulture Ko was formed actually in the Philippines when I was there for 6 years in La Union.
So now that you're here, what happens to the origins of Kulture Ko in the Philippines? Is somebody continuing that?
Yeah, we have a team, Des, Reg, Fred, they're in the Philippines still going with the Kulture Ko. But over here, it's, you have to pivot. Just like in America, you always have to find a way to pivot. So right now we're helping out with events, everything from the Fiesta in Americas, the Pizzis, PAFCOMs, helping out with Project Barcada, Nara Collective. We had an event yesterday in Jersey City. So these are ways that Kulture Ko, when it comes to culture, we're showcasing that as well. Through events.
Well, the next generation, you have your grandchildren, your kids. Do you remind them that it's a blessing that they live in this country?
Oh, yes, we do. We always remind them that. And we tell them about the disciplines that we receive from our parents. And hopefully, nowadays we are overtaken by technology. You call and it's automated answer. Everybody's on the phone. You go to the subway, anywhere you go, it's automated. So I hope that there comes a time when we see people, talk with people, have a human touch, see somebody smile, somebody answers the phone. Just people talking to each other.
That's true.
Is that is it the same in the Philippines? You lived in the Philippines for 6 years. The Filipinos have more conversation face to face, or is it more text?
To be what Tita Cora mentioned, that people conversation, I think actually there's more in the Philippines.
There's more conversation.
Yeah, there's more. You have so many places. The Starbucks where you can hang out for hours and just have conversations. For me, it was more in the Philippines.
What if you call a company to complain about a product or a service? Will a human person talk to you, or?
Well, usually the initial one, it's like AI. They'll have the initial conversations that will lead you to a team leader as such for that human touch. But for now, what I see is a lot of the customer support, it's really AI generated. I know, but yeah, we have to adapt.
Since you are specialty in the workplace and workplace culture, what do you feel are Filipino-Americans' contribution in the workplace within the context of America 250?
It's a good question. So I think with Filipino-Americans in particular, emotional intelligence, we're balancing our Filipino values of family, the chismis, for the good or bad chismis, but the American values of that hustle and grind. And so when you put all this together, it can be really tiring. And I think having that emotional intelligence where you can put aside whatever's happening at home, you go to work, whether you're a nurse, HR, and you can still give that smile to whoever you're talking to in the workplace. That's something that Filipino-Americans contribute.
Yeah, that's right. I have to ask Tita Corch, what Filipino values have helped you succeed in this country?
I think it's really two things. It is the things that our parents inculcated in us. It's discipline and the consistency of doing that daily. You have to stick to it. Yeah. And I always follow my mother's golden rule.
Which is
Do not do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you.
What about utang na loob? Is that still relevant?
That's utang na loob.
But you know, you
Oh,
you
yeah.
pay back
You're
somebody.
indebted.
You're indebted to
Yeah.
somebody who helped you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's more of like Christian, Catholic,
be, yeah.
maybe.
Bayanihan.
Bayanihan is also.
Are there any
very-
American values that you hold on to?
Yeah.
Since you've been in this, are you more American now because you've been in America?
Yeah.
16 plus years.
Yeah. I know.
Like 60 years.
I don't consider myself really an American. I still consider myself still more Filipino.
Really?
Anything, yes.
No, yes.
Yes.
There are parts of you that are already American. You're more assertive, right? Do you when you get a pay raise, do you advocate for a higher pay? Something like that.
Do we?
Do you speak up when your pay raise is under review? Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get raises
Yeah.
every year. It's automatic anyway.
Okay.
It's automatic, yes.
Okay.
What about you, Gino? Are there any you were born and raised here, so do you feel privileged? And is there any like American values aside from being Filipino that you think is worth holding on to?
I think when it comes to privilege, I do. I mean,
You feel
Just-
privileged.
yeah, I do because I used to be a volunteer in UNICEF in New York, and you get to see all the different parts of the world where you have so many opportunities here that they don't have. And then for me not to say I'm not privileged and seeing that, I would feel like it's a disservice to that. And so access to water, education, I mean, those are all privileges that I enjoy here that I know that kids, teenagers, adults in other parts of the world don't have. So I'm really thankful for the privileges that I do have here. In
We
America.
take for
Yeah.
granted that one. I have young nieces and young nephews who just arrived. It's 5 and 2, and the first thing that they were so happy is just the air conditioning. So we take that for granted because our homes have it, places have it, and there's no traffic too. That's another thing that it's easy to go from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Unless maybe when you're driving to South Jersey during the summertime, but even then, I mean, those little things that we sometimes take for granted. New people who arrive, who migrate, family members, they kind of bring it back to the front that
Yeah.
we have to just be thankful that we're lucky to be here. Rachelle, you have 2 young kids.
yes.
Do they have anything special thinking about when Independence Day is coming up?
Oh,
America
other
itself.
than the fireworks. No, I think for them it's just not just barbecue and family, but it is just that sense of like pride of their country. And there's so much to be proud of our country, but there's also things that we want to also acknowledge that there can be change.
Yes.
So it's a good time to reflect and just to get my kids involved in the process, including civically. So even with these primary elections that just passed, they were with me when we were doing flyering, we were door knocking. So just having them, they don't fully understand what's going on, but they know enough that they're contributing to a greater cause.
Rachelle, do you talk to your kids about them being part Filipino?
Yeah, all the time. Yes, they know they're half Filipino, half Chinese. So they embrace, hopefully I never asked them that they embrace it, but I see that they embrace both. So whether it be the food or the festivals that we are part of.
I think they make mano, right?
Yeah, they do.
They kiss the hand.
Yeah, they do
kiss the
mano
hand.
po.
Mano po.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Or they do handshakes for, it depends on who it is. But it's all about instilling them.
So, Gino, I'm curious. In case you're applying, has it ever happened to you? You apply for a job and the position went to an immigrant, not to you.
Not to me.
How does that make you feel?
Well, it hasn't happened to me yet, but if it did happen to me, let's just say that if they were more qualified and, I see that they're sincere about this job, they really want it, I'm all happy
That's
for
fine.
them. Yeah, that's fine for me.
You don't think of it as an immigrant taking your job away from you.
I look at the person individually, and if they're qualified and they want it more than I do, that's for them. Regardless of the immigrant status, that's how I feel about that.
Okay.
I mean, we all started out as immigrants. So as long as it's a balanced and fair playing field, then I guess it should be okay.
Sure.
And if not, you have the chance maybe to voice your grievances. I think that's one thing that we learned. When I first arrived here, I was so timid. I was 20 and I didn't know what to know. What are my rights?
That's true. I think that's common to many of us.
Yeah, and then it took a while for me to say, okay, I need another $1. Give me another $1, give me a raise or something. And then after a while, you surrounded with people who are more assertive. And then, as you mentioned earlier, and you get like a little confidence that makes you survive the jungle, as they would say. But is there any like thing you would love to change, or some things that happen in the history of America that maybe made an impact in your life or in the other lives of people that you care about? Let's say SpaceX exploration or
AI.
the store AI
or the Melania documentary.
The documentaries, election, that's a totally different topic because we could be But another person also mentioned before that I read that America is not a perfect country. It has flaws. But the good thing is that we're able to hopefully learn from all those flaws and stuff. But I'm going to answer the question that I pointed out earlier is that I was excited about SpaceX because it's like you go into the moon or the Mars and it's good for the little kids. They get so excited. And the story behind these workers, like, not just the top tier, not just executives, people who work in a cafeteria, who are welders or engineers, they also became millionaires. They were given this opportunity to work for this company. And when they had their IPO, a lot of immigrants, the founder is an immigrant from South Africa, so Elon Musk. But I'm saying is that there's a lot of opportunities if you're lucky to be on that spot, and it's not just on the top executive level, but even like there was somebody who worked in a cafeteria who became a millionaire after working for 6 years.
Profit sharing.
They just went public. So I mean, look at there's some Filipino-American who invented Instagram.
Snapchat.
It was
Snapchat.
Yeah, right. So are there more opportunities being in America than in any other country? Do you think?
I would think so. This is a land of opportunity, actually. There are so many things out there. You don't even have to look. They go to you, or you just find them. And there are really a lot of opportunities. But you have to be willing to take the work, sacrifice whatever has to be done.
Yeah, I mean, you're an entrepreneur. It's not you're in charge of payroll, in charge of getting clients, and in charge of making sure your business survives or thrives. And it's a lot of hard work, right? What motivates you to continue doing that, as opposed to just going working 9 to 5 for another company?
For me, it's just like in workplace culture, having the foundation. So for me, it's family, your faith, yourself, that you believe in all those past struggles that you went through, and remembering that's your foundation. So when you go through all those things that you go through in life, you have that foundation to keep you rooted.
Yeah. When I first thought about this topic in this episode, I'm glad that we're doing it. I kept thinking about our history, 250 years of Filipino-American history. How has that been documented and shared and uplifted? And I remember in high school, I would go straight to the back of the textbook of American history textbook and search Philippines.
I would do that too.
Right? It's the first thing.
It's not there.
That's not there, or it only shows Philippines on Death March. That's the only thing that was shown. I was like, that's not even Filipino-American history. But we've been here since 1700. So if there's one thing that I would want, 1700. We're the first Asian.
Right, the first Asian.
We're first Asian. Wow. So in what I would like to change for the future and for my kids is to make sure that we're in the history books. We're in the curriculum in New York State to make sure that we show all these contributions of nurses, of entrepreneurs, of all Filipino Americans, and how they've contributed to the 250 years of America.
I agree.
Having the Filipino-American History Month, is that really making a difference?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, definitely. But just imagine with that organization, FONS, Filipino-American National Historical Society, they've been able to pop up different chapters, and now they also have a museum.
Mm-hmm.
They've been able to even put in contribute to the Smithsonian
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
of having a little piece of Filipino contributions in U.S. history. I feel
And
like
it
it's so
started with
important.
newspaper clippings.
Newspaper clippings,
Newspaper clippings. Yeah.
but it is
The court of
platform-
a couple.
court
right?
of yes.
They were just, and then they put together some kind of an archive, and now it's a building, it's a museum.
Oh, yeah. So that's one thing I would like to change is
Yeah.
making sure that it's incorporated. And that's currently happening now in New York State is pushing the AAPI curriculum
That's right.
in education.
So, Tita Corge, do you think America is the greatest country in the world? I would like to think so. Yes. Yes. Gino, do you feel that way too?
I mean, without getting political, it depends on the time, but overall, I was born here, so I do agree. It's
Depending on the time, you mean currently?
currently,
Currently.
yeah, currently, being here in New York and seeing like the, all the Knicks and everything went in, I felt that represented America. To be honest with you, the Knicks,
That was
the run,
awesome. Yeah.
you see different countries, different states, just like really uniting, and I
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
like that was the America that we all dream of.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's-
Definitely
Wow.
reignited
I
it.
think that we're at the end. But this was an amazing episode.
Yeah.
And we have so much to talk about. But as we celebrate America's 250th birthday, well, tonight's conversation reminds us that our nation grows stronger through the stories, sacrifices, and contributions of every generation and every background. Cora and Gino, thank you for generously sharing your inspiring journeys and your deep commitment to family, community, and service. To all our viewers, thank you for welcoming us into your homes. On behalf of the entire Makilala TV team, thank you for watching. I'm Jen Führer, together with Rachelle Ocampo and Cristina Pastor. Good night, and God bless America.